In this video, I want to talk about handling the coronavirus lockdown. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. If this is your first visit here, please consider subscribing and hit the bell so that you'll be notified every time a new video comes out, which is once a week, usually, a little bit more at the moment. And so if you hit the notification bell, then you'll be notified so that you won't miss any new videos that come out. So please consider joining us. So, how are you? Tell me how you are and how you are coping at the moment. Now, since I spoke to you last, in the UK, we have been put on a 3-week total lockdown, so that only the people who are absolutely essential workers can go to work. We are allowed out to go for a walk once a day, but that's all, and to go and get food. And other than that, unless you are an essential worker, then you are to stay at home. And I know how difficult that is for lots of people. I know in the some places in the US are also on this kind of lockdown, and probably if you are other places in the world, you're on some kind of limitation in terms of how often you can go out, and it's scary. I know that, and lots of people I meet and speak to are very anxious and concerned about how they're going to deal with finances, with family, with just generally being inside the whole time. So I am totally aware of that, I promise you, and I'm the same to a large extent in terms of concerned about finances and so on, and also being thrown together. As much as I love Mr. Kitchen, being with each other for 24/7 takes a bit of adapting to, and it does for all of us. It does. We're going to have to adapt to each other and to being in such close proximity. Once we've got used to that and find a way of rubbing along nicely together, then it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing, and we will be spending quality time. But to start with, it takes a little bit of adaptation. Now, the good thing is, you know why we've survived as human beings for so long? Because we are good at adapting. We are flexible and we can adapt. We may not like change, but we are capable of doing it and conquering it and changing to suit the times. This is going to be no different. It might just take some people a little bit longer than others. And remember, it isn't permanent. This too shall pass. It's worthwhile remembering that. So what I wanted to talk about today is I want to talk about things to help you get through these days if you're the kind of person who's usually out and about the whole time, meeting others, going to work, doing all of those things. All of a sudden, to be in this completely different environment, it isn't easy. So first thing I would suggest to you is create a routine, a schedule that you're going to stick to on a daily basis, at least to begin with, to get you into the idea of being at home. If you have something organised by way of a routine, it's going to help you. First thing you do when you open your eyes in the morning, everybody, the first thing you must do is think about 3 good things that happened to you yesterday, or think about 3 good things you're grateful for. The first thing I thought of this morning when I opened my eyes was, I am so grateful the sun is shining. In the UK, well, at least in England, over the last couple of days, it's been beautiful weather, which obviously is uplifting, but it also means that people look forward to going out for the once a day walk that we are allowed to do. But just generally the sun shining makes us all feel better. So I'm very grateful for that, and not just on my own behalf, on everyone else's behalf too. So 3 things you're going to be grateful for. Then get out of bed and make your bed. make your bed. This thing goes around on Facebook, doesn't it? Do you make your bed every day? Yes, yes, yes. I make my bed every day, and it's a piece of artwork when it's done, I promise you. But yes, and it makes me feel so accomplished already. This is something I've accomplished. I've made my bed. I've made the bedroom look so neat and the bed so inviting, so that when I come back into it at night time, it puts me in this state of relaxation and not crumpled hot mess. Okay, make your bed, then get dressed. Yes, I said that, get dressed, because of a conversation I had with someone the other day. There's possibly a temptation to think to yourself, what's the point? I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here. I may as well stay in my gym jams. No, 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 because what does that do? It makes you feel really blobacious. Is that a word? It is now. It makes you feel voluptuous and sloppy and, just sloppy. And we don't want you to feel like that. We want you to feel positive, ready, strong, and raring to go. And getting dressed is going to help you to put on that feeling, as is putting on makeup. Now, obviously, you don't have to put makeup on if you're not going out anywhere. I'm not suggesting you do. But don't we all know, women, that it makes you feel better when you look good? So, if you want to, put a bit of makeup on. I certainly do, because it makes me feel better. So that's the first thing. And when I've done those things, then already I'm in a positive frame of mind to start my day. Now then, obviously I'm not going to say 9 o'clock do this, 10 o'clock do this, but include in your routine an hour where you communicate with other humans. Like I said in the last video, we may not be able to get together, but we can be together, whether that's by phone, by FaceTime, by Zoom, which I mentioned, Skype, all of these ways that you can contact people and ask how they're doing. Even contact people you haven't contacted forever, just to say, how are you coping with this? It's a common, isn't it? It's something we all have in common that you can open with if it's someone you haven't spoken to for a long time. Notice so far I haven't said use Facebook or get onto social media. Social media is a saviour at this time, I know that. Use it wisely, I would say. Use it wisely. And do things like, instead of just when you get an image pop up, instead of just liking the image, comment on it. Start a comment thread going on something like a Facebook post in order to get a conversation going. You may meet someone in that way, but certainly it all helps to get conversation going if you leave a comment below, for example, a Facebook post or a YouTube video. Leave a comment below a YouTube video, especially this one. No, seriously, that would help me in more than one way. Well, let me tell you, first of all, the more engagement there is on a YouTube video, the more likely YouTube is to send it out into the ether for everyone else to see. So your comments help that to happen. So they help me in that way. Personally, I absolutely love reading your comments and answering them and finding out where you are and who you are and getting to know you a little bit more is great. I love that. So yeah, do that. So that's that. What I would say about things like Facebook is, and as my mentor, I wish he was a friend. He's a mentor. I'm sure he would be a friend. Jack Canfield says, drop out of the ain't it awful club. Oh gosh, we've been there now and done that. We know there are lots of people who are behaving badly. We know lots of sad things are happening. We don't have to keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again, and wallowing almost in the awfulness of it all. This does nothing for us. It does nothing, for our state of mind. You might feel that you need to agree with someone. you know, and that's kind of okay. It seems harmless, but it isn't harmless because it continues. You can continue to think about the sadness and the awfulness and all of those things. And the thing is, in your brain, you have something called the reticular activating system. Let me explain it. So, you know, for example, if you said to yourself, oh, I'd like a new, nice white car, for example, and that's in your mind. And then when you go out, all of a sudden, you're seeing white cars everywhere. As though they've popped out of nowhere. Of course, they haven't, they've always been there. But because you've been thinking about the white car, this is what your brain is showing to you, white cars. Now, the same thing applies with negative thoughts and negative feelings. If they're always there and being exacerbated by the daily news, you have this negativity in your mind and you are looking then for the negative things that are going to confirm the negative thoughts that you're having. I hope that's clear. If I'm expressing myself properly there, you are drawn to the negativity to confirm what your brain is thinking anyway because of these things that you've been reading the whole time on Facebook or on the news. So if you know someone who kind of wallows in the sadness and awfulness of it, it might be an idea to kind of distance yourself from them at the moment. You know, you may even, I think you can hide them on your timeline for now so that you don't have to see that all the time, because we know there are people who tend to be that way. So that you drop out of the Ain't Awful Club. I think if you take anything away from today's video, take that. As I say, it doesn't help you to create the positivity you need in order to problem solve, or to help you through your day. Because what we have to do is to try to focus now on what we can do. So at any given moment during the daytime, ask yourself, what do I need now to feel good? What can I do to make me feel good? And then when you've got yourself in that state, that's when you need to ask yourself now, what can I do for my health? What can I do for my finances? And what can I do for my family? Because it's when you're in that positive state of mind that you become more creative about problem solving. You can't do that if you are constantly living in anxiousness and fear. So, what else did I want to say? Just this thing about focusing on the good things, actually. You know, I was listening to, do you remember, of course you do, Ralph McTell. He sang, let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London, and I'll show you something. You see, I can't sing, but you know the song. So he was talking about the fact that he'd created an extra verse for that, all about kindness, because he was saying that there's not enough kindness at the moment. And I actually thought, hang on a second, yes, there is. There's so much kindness. You know, the UK government, I've forgotten what night it was, put out a call for 250 volunteers to help people who are sick. I mean, really putting themselves, perhaps not in the line of fire, because I'm sure they won't be in the line of fire as such, but nevertheless there would be some risk. They asked for 250,000 volunteers over the next few weeks. Within 24 hours they had 500,000 volunteers. Now, if that isn't kindness, I don't know what is. And you can see it individually too. People are being more compassionate, more caring, more consideration, even in the supermarkets. I know not in all of them. The ones where they are behaving badly are the only ones we hear about. Remember that. The rest of us are being kind, considerate, and doing what we are told to do, which is stay home, stay safe, save the NHS, and save lives, which is what we're all doing globally, which is amazing in and of itself. This too shall pass. We will handle it. It's about keeping ourselves strong mentally and positive whilst this is happening so that we can grow through it. Okay, if you're in the UK tonight at 8 o'clock, we are clapping out of the windows to show our appreciation for the NHS and all services who are putting themselves in the line of fire on our behalves. So that's at 8 o'clock in the UK. And the next thing I want you to do is be sure to watch this video here. Some of you may have watched it. If you haven't watched it, I know it says International Happiness Day, but I would like you to watch it nevertheless. That's the next video to watch. And I'll leave links down below to some of the others that I think will be helpful for you at this time. Remember to leave the comments, and I'll be back on Monday, and we're going to do a very powerful, advanced gratitude exercise in that video. I'll look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.